Greetings and welcome to the Z-Files on WAAZ 104.7, WJSB AM 1050, and of course those who are watching the video on my Facebook.com, cal.zethmar channel, or if you've gone to thegoodcountry.com and clicked on Z-Files, you can see our video that way. Or if you have the link directly to my YouTube channel and are a regular subscriber, you get to know about it as quick as I load it up. Today we're in our main Studio A here at WAAZ WJSB. Our guest is Bill Moomaw of Niceville, and that's a good name that goes with Niceville. Okay, Niceville Exchange Club is who he represents. So, Bill, first of all, tell us, what is the Niceville Exchange Club?
Well, the National Exchange Club was founded in 1911. It's over 100 years old. Okay. Very few people, unfortunately, have heard about it, but our national project is prevention of child abuse. We have child abuse prevention centers all over the United States. Unfortunately, the closest one to us is Jacksonville or Mobile. But they actually try to work to prevent child abuse. We have our other programs, our community service, of course, and then we have our youth programs. We recognize our students and everything. And then the reason we're here today is our Americanism programs. We're very strong believers in patriotism and honoring our military and all. And I'm up here today to talk about our upcoming Field of Valor.
Okay, now the Field of Valor is a special display event of flags, of all of the United States flags, and it's held down at the Mullet Festival Grounds in Niceville. And I guess just if I knows where that is, that's the corner of 85, just below where, since the Mullet Festival was created, they now have a new bypass that goes to a bridge that did not exist when the Mullet Festival was created, come to think about it. So what is the purpose of the Field of Valor?
The Field of Valor is basically for Patriots Day. We recognize all the men and women of the service that have died in Iraq and Afghanistan since 2001. So this year we'll have 360 flags flying.
And now, who are these flags? What's specific about the flags?
Well, each flag will have a tag on it with the service man or woman's name on it, their hometown, their rank, and actually a little statement on how they died. Mm-hmm. So it's very moving to walk among those 360 flags and see all the patriots that have died defending our country.
Now, where were these veterans from? There's something unique about that.
They're all from the state of Florida.
Okay.
So, like I say, 360 men and women have died in Iraq and Afghanistan from the state of Florida thus far.
How did somebody get selected for that, or did you have a service, one of the bureaus, help provide you the names and information?
Yeah, there's a website. I don't have the website with me, but there is a website that you can go into, and it's got all the names of the deceased from Iraq and Afghanistan broken out. You can basically pick a state or a town or whatever and sort by it and get the names of the individuals that have been deceased.
Okay. Well, since we are a military community, are a certain number of these probably people who have either lived in Okaloosa County or adjacent counties or have served in one of our military installations here in the Panhandle?
Well, we have about 7 military from this area that their flags will be out there. And we also we have a number of the Gold Star mothers and other family members that will be present. And if anyone knows of any that are going to be there, we request that they let us know so we can recognize them the day of the ceremony.
So now, what is the day of the ceremony and what takes place then?
Well, the day of the ceremony, we have it the closest Saturday to the 11th, which is Patriots Day, September 11th. But this year it will be September the 9th will be the opening ceremony. It'll be at 10 o'clock. And we're going to have, it'll basically last about an hour. We have the Eglin Air Force Honor Guard will be posting the colors. And then we'll have an welcoming from one of the Niceville dignitaries. And then our president, Paul McShane, which unfortunately couldn't be here today because he's one of the few of us that are still working.
Okay.
But he will welcome everybody. And then we also doing this in conjunction with the Fasher House. So they'll make a few remarks. And then we turn it over to Colonel Colleton, who's the new 7th Special Forces commander. He just assumed command back in April, I believe it was.
Okay.
So he'll be speaking to us. And then we've got Colonel Mott. He's commander of the 1st Special Operations Group over Herbert. So those two are two individuals that know a number of those people out there in that field. And then we have retired General Richard Newton, who's going to be our keynote speaker. And he was the assistant chief of staff at the Air Force. And he's currently now the executive vice president of the Air Force Association.
Okay.
So it should be a very good ceremony, and then people afterwards can walk among the flags and read the tags and all. And also, for the second year, they did it last year, the Rome, Georgia Excel Club is coming down, and they're bringing their Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It's a replica of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And what is neat, not only you see the replica of it, they tell the story. I've been to the tomb myself, and I've seen the changing of the guard, but I never knew how they picked the unknown to be interned there. And it's a very interesting story, and they will tell everybody that. And so I encourage them, to come out. They will only be there on that Saturday. So if they want to see that, they have to come out Saturday. They will be there from basically 8 o'clock to 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. But like I say, that's only a day. But the Field of Valor will be up from the 9th through the 16th. We take it down at 2 o'clock on the 16th. So if you can't make it on the 9th, come out. We're open from noon to 8 o'clock during those days. We encourage people to come out and see the field. It's quite moving, and I think it's a good tribute to those men and women that gave all.
And which entrance do they use on the Mullet Festival? I know they've got the entrance for anyway, which one is it?
That's a good point, because if you're coming down from Crestview, soon as you come hit the Mullet Festival, it's the first entrance. It's that turn in there. If you're coming from Niceville, it's the last one right before you get on the ramp for the bypass to the bridge and all. So most people come and look up at the front of the field and don't see anything. So it's really at the back of the field, north towards Crestview.
Okay, so it's the north entrance to Mullet Festival Grounds when you go to that, and that's where we usually, the media and the other public people go in, but the vendors go in. So then you're out there underneath all of those beautiful trees?
Beautiful trees.
Oh, yes.
And of course it's lit. We would not put a flag out at night without it being lit. So it's lit, and that's the reason it's over there, because it's one place where they have the wires strung for the lights and all. Okay. So like I say, I understand that if you drive by at night, it's quite impressive at night as you drive by too.
And is there any admission charge?
There's no admission charge at all. If someone would like to make a donation, we're open for that. But please, there's no fee. Just come out and enjoy. And like I say, pay tribute to those men and women that gave all for their country.
Well, now, if somebody would like to be a part, they hear us talk about this Niceville Exchange Club and what you do. Are there other exchange clubs within Okaloosa County?
Yes, there is. There's the Emerald Coast Exchange Club that meets in Fort Walton Beach. Okay. And if anybody would be interested, if you go to nicevilleexchange.club, okay, and there's I forget what that little square up at the top, the menu square. Yeah. If you click on it, it's got the Field of Valor on there and all and everything. Okay. And unfortunately, the Emerald Coast Club is getting a website, but we don't have one yet. Okay. But yeah, we like I say, we're a community service organization. We're not a large club, but we do a lot in the communities.
So if somebody is interested and say, hey, I'd like to be a member of that and participate, go to nicevilleexchange.club, and you would probably also find information how they could contact somebody. Or if you come out to this event, it begins at 10 a.m. on the 9th, which is a Saturday. Now, if you are, this is Saturday morning when you're hearing this on the radio, But if you still have Friday's Northwest Florida Daily News and you haven't wrapped up anything in it and put it in the garbage bag, there is a very nice story on the local and state page. You'll see the big headline, Harvey Hits Home, but right next to it is Field of Valor to open September 9th. And then they've also got a picture on the inside of the flag display from a previous year. Now, if you're watching this in video, as I said, the Z-Files video is always posted to my website or to my Facebook page, which is, facebook.com/ I guess it is cal.zethmayr. You can search for that, or you can go to thegoodcountry.com, and there is a Z-Files link right there. And there, of course, everything I've done for probably the past year in Z-Files. And we passed program number 450 last Saturday with Councilman Shannon Hayes. So this is Z-Files number 451. It's actually the 451st radio feature I've done. We did them on video at the very beginning as too. The very beginning, back in 2009, we called it the Saturday Special, because there was a Monday through Friday. We have the world famous Trading Post, the daily events, Charles Osgood, and local news in what we call our local morning information news block. Saturdays, we don't have anything other than music from 7:06 till the local news at 7:30. So I kind of took that 25 minutes to put the Saturday Special, and our tagline back like then was "We Shoot Straight." And I think it was our second year of having that on the air that Ken Nielsen, Tom McLaughlin from the Daily News, and I worked together on the investigative work on the fact that members of that then Crestview City Council were violating a thing called the Florida Sunshine Law. They were doing email back and forth to each other. A couple of them only had a couple of incidents. A couple of them did a whole lot of that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's all past history. But then, after a couple of years of the Saturday Special, Ken Nielsen found what's called the font. That letters you see where it says Harvey Hits Home, that's a type font of a particular type. And there are now thousands of type fonts, special features. But Ken Nielsen found the one from the old X-Files TV show. And so we made me a file that says Z-Files, and it's got that little slanted and kind of funny letters. So that's what you see and hear, the little music, when you watch the video version of this. So that gives you some history of the Z-Files. Made a trip up to Kennesaw and to Woodstock, Georgia this last weekend. Took Trey Dooley, the senior planner for the city of Crestview, up there too for the Sunday Braves game, and we visited those two towns, and then we did an interview with their development director at Woodstock, and you'll see that next week. There's a lot of video and pictures to go with that I need more time to edit that in, and I needed to get this on now because this event is next Saturday, the 9th of September, and the opening ceremonies are at 10 a.m., and again, the display is open noon to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, the 15th, and then the final day, the 16th, it'll be open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. No charge to attend. So as you're driving, going to work, and if you go that far south on 85, you'll see it there. So maybe on your way home in the evening, you can stop and pull in there and spend a little bit of time remembering the ladies and gentlemen, all from Florida. The flags and the little plaque about them will be there. And then you can get into the traffic a little bit later on one of those evenings on the way home. That'd be a good way to do that time. And what other kind of projects besides the Field of Valor locally are you involved in your club and doing?
Oh, a lot. We once a quarter go to the Pavilion, the nursing home there in Niceville, and put on a little party for the residents and all and everything. During the school year, every month we have a student of the month from Niceville or Rocky Bayou or the college. And we recognize them, and then we have a special program I like is the ACE program, accepting the Challenge of Excellence. That's for any senior that's about to graduate that has overcome some adversity, even self-inflicted. And those are the young men and women that don't normally get recognized. They're not the top of their class normally and all and everything. Just to be able to bring them into the meeting, pat them on the back, and encourage them to continue on to make a success of themselves. And we honor the Fireman of the Year, Police Officer of the Year. Then we have our National Day of Service, which is October, where all the exchange clubs across the nation try to do a project on that day. So, like I say, we do a lot, and we're a small club, but we encourage anybody who would like to come out and see what we're about. We meet the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. The first meeting on the second Tuesday is at 12 o'clock, and the one on the fourth is at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's at the Cafe Bienville in Niceville. Okay. So if you'd just like to stop by and listen to what our club is all about, we welcome you. Okay. So like I say, I think I was in the service for 26 years. I was a member of the Lions Club, a great organization, but I don't know of any community service organization that does as many programs as the Exchange Club does.
And of course, this Field of Dreams, is this a national program also?
No, it's not. Okay. It's a program we started here. Some of the other clubs have done what they call a healing field. Okay. But that sometimes it's for prevention of child abuse. There was one we did at the district convention where we had a flag for every child that had died in Florida that year from child abuse. That was very moving. So like I say, each club chooses their own programs and all and everything. And this is one, like I say, that this is our fourth year, and it's growing, and we're really getting a lot of exposure and encouraging people just to come out and see it, because I think it's very special.
Okay, great. Well, again, on the video, as you've been watching it, you'll have seen the website and information. I'll have the meeting place and hours up there on the screen for you. But the important thing is beginning Saturday, the 9th of September at 10 a.m., that will be the opening ceremonies for the Field of Valor. And if you are anywhere in the area and want to be there, you're more than welcome to be there. As you heard Bill explain, they've got some special military guests. We have the Army there and the Air Force there. And, of course, the flags that are out there on display representing the 300 plus, I believe you said?
360.
360 men and women who gave their lives in either Iraq or Afghanistan since the 9/11 that happened in our city in New York. And they're from all services, obviously, would be there. So, and since we are in all services base here in Eglin, I mean, every service exists somewhere on that base, from the Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, and we've got them all on the base, and we're glad to have them all here in our area as well. And so hopefully you'll want to attend this event. Saturday, the 9th of September, 10 a.m. at the Mullet Festival Grounds. You go in the north entrance, the last entrance. If you're going north on 85, if you're going south on 85, it's the very first entrance where you would pull in there, and there's plenty of land to park on down there when there's not a big festival going on. And begin to be there next Saturday at 10 a.m. if you would like, and then from that point on, weekdays noon to 8. So you can stop there in an evening on your way home, or take the family down, or take some military friends that you know. And in this community, I know just about everybody's got a neighbor who has got some connection to our military services for sure. So, Bill, we thank you for coming in on the Z-Files.
Well, I thank you for having me. Also, tell everybody there is a car show which will be right behind us on Saturday.
Okay.
So if there's any car enthusiasts, they could come down and see both.
Well, they're going to be on the festival grounds as well.
They're going to be on the festival just behind us over there, and they were there last year, and they're a nice group of people. They keep it quiet during the ceremony and all and everything, but like I say, it's an opportunity for the car lovers to see that and also see the field.
There you go. One more reason to head for the Mullet Festival Grounds on Saturday the 9th of September. And that's this segment of the Z-Files from WAAZ and WJSB.